I just turn it on.
Ooh, daddy.
Turn on. Sorry.
God, we're some weird motherfuckers.
I don't know what you're talking about, Brian.
None.
Hi, guys.
Who is this? Is
Yo.
We bees the Murder Moose horror podcast. Part of the Slash Cast podcast network. What did I say? I don't know what I said, but back to or Nodcast, Fodcast. Yes, all these things.
We
back.
are. Yeah.
Yep, that is us.
We're part of the Slash and Cast podcast. We're the Murder Moose podcast. It's in the game.
It's in
my ass.
Yeah.
It was in my ass the other week, and we said it wasn't allowed to be in your ass the week after, but then I didn't show up, so it probably was still in your ass, right?
I think it was.
Okay.
I don't think it's ever left, has it?
No, it just lives there now.
No.
I don't even remember what we watched last week without Brian. What did we watch without Brian last week? I don't remember.
That was the summer one.
Last week.
I'm
not Brian, I meant Josh.
Yeah.
I did watch that, and it was fun, but it seemed like a Temu Friday the 13th for Gen Zers.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
some
didn't
charm.
not like it. It was definitely on point for Gen Z crowd. I am not that.
Josh is, in fact, not a Gen Zer.
I felt like I was on a porch. Like, I felt old watching it. I was like, this is the first movie I've watched where I'm like, it's not that I didn't get the jokes. It's just like, this is too spot on for Gen Z, and Gen Z is not as fun to me. I don't know.
Yeah. It's okay.
Everything's so PG now. Even when it's not, it's still PG. I hate it.
It's the whole, like, you can't say things anymore kind of thing, you know?
Well, whatever. Like, I think that's progressive in the right direction, but everything else that is missing from movies like this, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, when they just used to cast the most beautiful people in the world all in one movie just to make a movie, and that was
This
the
is
90s.
a sexy movie.
I'm like, holy shit.
It's a very attractive movie.
I'm like, this movie is just one big boner. I'm like,
Dude, I will say this now since we're actually recording. Ryan Phillippe has the most punchable face I think I've ever seen.
Especially in this movie.
You're just like, I want to just punch you repeatedly in the face. I mean, it doesn't help
pretty,
that, like,
it's pretty but punchable.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help that none of the characters in the movie are likable, right?
Yeah,
like,
he's a
like
piece
none of the
of
characters
shit.
are
Yeah, he's
likable.
garbage.
So yeah. So all those combined, you're just like, ugh. Oh, I mean, this is before Freddie Prinze Jr. was Scooby-Doo
She's all
guy,
that.
right? So
It's before he was the nanny on Friends as well.
But
Wasn't he in
Kat
Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, he
Kat
was
said
Fred.
that at any point in time, he felt like somebody was going to jump out and talk about being Scooby-Doo when he was watching this.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it is very much a Scooby-Doo movie, just with a tiny bit more violence, and poor Leonard from Big Bang Theory has to suffer the consequences of all these things. And yeah,
I don't know why he dies.
In this movie, though.
Like the other people that die, he's just like on a spree for no reason, and he's just fucking with the people that should actually die.
Yeah.
I think that Brian made a point that maybe there was two things. One, he saw him when he got run over stop, or two, he saw him talking to punchable face Ryan Phillippe. And yeah.
It's like the most loosest way you can even justify the fact that his character is killed, because it really doesn't.
Yeah, but
it doesn't make sense for the narrative all that much. But
they
if
also
you just
made a movie called "I Still Know What You Did Last Summer," when they would be 2 summers ago.
I still know what you did those 2 summers ago.
Yeah,
would have been a weirder title.
Obviously, but it doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't add to its being great.
I think they should have called it. It should have been called "I Still Know" instead of.
That's what it was supposed to be called originally.
Oh, was it?
The sequel.
That makes more
it was
sense.
supposed to be just called "I Still Know." And that's it.
I don't know. I finally, by the way, no, we're talking about things. I went and saw Final Destination Bloodlines yesterday, and they had a trailer for Bring Her Back, and I'm like,
oh, I got screener passes to bring her back for next Monday. I'm excited.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
I'm like, both of their movies now, like their movies make me feel like gross in the best way possible. Like you're like,
they're good at that.
You're like, it's not like the gross where you're like, oh, this is terrible. It's like the ew, I don't want anything to happen in this movie that would to happen to me in real life kind of thing. And I'm just like, yeah. But I will say, Final Destination Bloodlines was fine, and that's about
yeah.
There was there was some video I watched on TikTok today where Final Destination chimed in. Oh, it's for the Siren's Curse roller coaster, which is like it goes flat out and then the coaster cars go like they slowly angle straight down and then plummet. And Silent Destination Bloodlines said, "Love this."
In Final Destination's Bloodlines?
Huh?
You said Silent Destination's Bloodlines.
Sorry, Final Destination.
It's all the same.
Dude, I will say though, the one thing, and this is this is a personal opinion, and I'm not going to ruin the movie. The least likable character in the entire series as a main character, and like I'm just like I don't like this lady, which didn't help the experience, but like everything else was okay. So,
I went and saw a clown in a cornfield, as you guys know, because I already threw it in the chat, and I wish I liked it.
See, I'm there with the like cast and the director seeing it and the clown sitting beside me getting photo ops. So it was like, there's something a little more to my experience. 100%.
That added to your experience.
But like completely packed house there for the experience, cheering at parts and stuff like that. All so much adds to your like experience of a movie.
It wasn't an empty theater when I went and saw it by any means. It was about half full, and I don't think anybody really liked it in my theater, to be honest with you.
What?
Yeah, there was a couple of spots that I laughed that I thought was really funny, but for me, I understand it's a series of books, and I know that there's like a post-credit scene and everything like that, but the post-credit scene shouldn't have been a post-credit scene. It should have been a scene, pre-credits scene.
Everyone's doing it now, though.
Yeah,
like the end of Sinners, like you can't even if you didn't see the mid-credit scene of Sinners, you didn't see the end of the fucking movie. Like that,
and that's the same. That's the same thing with this.
Yeah, because
if you didn't stay for the credits and then watch it, then you didn't even get the ending of the movie. And that's a big problem that I have with the movie is I didn't care for the. I didn't care. I wanted to like it so much more because I was so excited to go see it. And I just thought it was very mid, unfortunately.
That's what I felt with Until Dawn. It was so
mid.
It was so mid. And I love David F. Sandberg. He's I love his come up story. I love, like it's my dream story type thing. And I've loved all of his other movies, even the Shazam ones. They're fun.
Yeah, the Shazam ones are fine. They're good. Those are good movies.
I was like, man, it feels like almost like there was studio stuff or something happening. So
could have been.
I mean, it is Sony, dude. I mean, Sony is pretty notorious for Well,
Sony owns the rights to the video game, so
he's the Warner Brothers child, and when he makes Warner Brothers movies, it feels like he's allowed to have a little bit more fun, and that's like James Wan's like house, and he'll just be like, no, this is my guy. You let him do fun stuff.
Yeah,
dude. Speaking of James Wan, the trailer for the last fucking what do you call it?
Conjuring.
Conjuring movie is bad. Like
I haven't watched it.
Can I just chime in really quick and tell you that I fucking hate the Warrens? Okay, please continue.
Oh yeah, they suck. And that's not the point. But like the point is that the fucking every ghost that they have in the trailer, spirit thing, just looks like the cheapest CGI in the world. And I'm just like, after how bad, because the same guy directed the third one, or fourth. What it was third one, yeah. And I'm just like, oh, this looks so. I mean, I don't watch trailers. The only time I watch trailers are before like.
Oops. I think I just refreshed him. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I was just like, this looks real bad, and I'm not like I lost any excitement. And I guess have you guys heard about this? You probably have heard about this. They're actually touring the Annabelle doll.
Yeah, Annabelle on tour. Yep.
Yeah, and they're opening the case.
Yep.
The actual one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh yeah.
It's just a Raggedy Ann doll. So Annabelle's actually a Raggedy Ann doll.
Mm-hmm. And then Robert the doll, apparently like last year, which I would be more afraid to fuck with Robert the doll than Annabelle. But if you don't know that story, feel free to look it up. But apparently like last year or the year before, there was like this sex orgy fun parade thing that they were doing. And they wanted to take Robert the doll there and like have him be the leader of the parade, which is a huge no-no. So they made like a duplicate of Robert the doll and then asked the spirit in Robert the doll, who's supposed to be female, if it was okay if they put her spirit in Robert to lead this parade and then would bring the spirit back and put it back in Robert. And supposedly it was fine. So that's what they did.
Okay.
I love this story.
That doll is horrifying and I hate it. And it's
Robert the doll.
Yes.
He's
I Googled it.
So you have to be careful. Don't fuck around and talk shit about Robert because Robert will get you.
The doll's scary. That's what I'm saying. It's creepy.
Like you can't take pictures of Robert. You don't want to talk shit about Robert.
I'd never even heard about him before.
Robert's a good boy.
Yeah.
Girl. We love Robert.
Robert seems like a very good haunted doll. Do you know about? Because I used to listen to my brother and what was that podcast called? Was it my brother and me or whatever that?
My brother and me.
Yeah. And they were always talking about haunted dolls on it. Like that was like their favorite thing in the world. I'm like, oh my God.
I love haunted dolls.
It's always like people selling them on like Craigslist or like, hey, do you want this doll? It's only slightly haunted. You can have it. And it's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Steve, dude.
Actually, I have seen that on like Facebook and stuff. Not haunted.
About
No.
Oh,
like
about
selling shit, and it's like, no, not haunted. Don't worry. Like, yeah, right.
Yeah, we were not going to tell you that it's haunted. It's like the haunted. It's like the fucking cursed hat on What We Do in the Shadows. Is like, yeah, take my hat. It's. Yes, I know your hat is cool, but I will. It's just the witches, like made out of witch's skin or whatever. Yeah. Fuck. What? Okay, so Josh, you saw Until Dawn. I don't know why you did that to yourself, and it was horrible.
Well, it was a Thursday or a Tuesday. I don't know. Like it was like a cheap day, cheap Tuesday, and I had some time, and I felt like going to a movie. It was that, or I don't remember what else was out. Actually, I was like, I'll go and see this because I'd already seen Clown in a Cornfield, and. There's so many horror movies to choose from right now, which is like it's an amazing time to like be a horror movie lover. You can just go out and they're all like whatever. It wasn't that great, but it was still like to go out like I did. I love David F. Sandberg. I have some expectations of his movies, so I was kind of let down in the fact that he's done a really good job with the rest of them, and this one was kind of like very meh. I was like, I really wish I watched this at home.
I've never seen Lights Out.
Oh, see, like that's and that whole like shadow figure thing is like my favorite like thing in horror like to do. That's why it was one of the things I did in like Irrational Fears little thing I did on my YouTube.
I also haven't seen Lights Out.
Oh man,
it's fun.
Half the podcast hasn't seen it. I know it was a YouTube short, but
that's why I love his come up, because it was like something that was just put online and then he got big because of it.
Okay. Kenny, you watched anything cool lately?
I've been watching My Hero Academia, so that's about all I've been watching, and I've been reading. I read The Interceptors, which was a horror novel that was really good. It got in my head. It was great. And then by the same author, I read a book called The Venue. Somebody tried to compare it to The Menu. It's not at all in the slightest, but it's also really good. The author's name is TJ Payne. They're pretty quick reads. They're like 350, 400 pages. If you have a Kindle, they're like $6. And I definitely recommend them. They're very spooky, very gory, kind of little splatter gore to them. Pretty good.
Katie was telling me to read Witchcraft for Wayward Girls.
Yeah, I finished that a couple weeks ago. It's
anything
pretty
by
good.
Grady Hendrix should be read.
Yeah.
I've never read anything by him. I don't know anything.
It's on Spotify if you want to listen to it
for free. If you're like a member.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll go.
Yeah,
that way.
because you guys told me about the Audible or the audio books on there, and I was flipping through and downloading a bunch of them, and it's on there, and I was like, oh, cool.
They only give you a certain amount of hours. Like when they first started adding a lot more of the books that I was looking for, I ran out of time before my book was done, and then I had to wait until next month to listen to the rest of it because they make the hours or something on books more of a premium thing, so you get like, I don't know how exactly it works, but I was like, this is fucked, because they wanted a whole nother like $20 just to like add to my like listening to books per month or something. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me?
Dude, Audible's 15.
Yeah.
How long
Audible's
was that?
$15 a month for one book.
Well, I was listening to I was
15 hours of a book on Spotify. That sucks ass, because like some of the books I want to listen to are like 35 to 40 hours.
Exactly.
That's bullshit.
So like I think it's because it's new for them. They're trying to still figure out what they can do and whatever. But like when it happened to me and there was like maybe 2 chapters left, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me?
That sucks.
That's such a bad feeling. Oh, man, fuck that. Yeah. So I don't know what else like I have been doing, watching random things. I watched that last episode of the studio, Josh. Was it like 8 episodes, right? Was that the whole season, or did they?
I don't know. It was giving me too much anxiety. I only got like 3 episodes in and had to stop.
Dude, the last episode was like them going to like not the Academy Awards, the other ones, the Emmys, or not the Emmys. The what's the other big award besides the Academy Award? The
Grammys,
the
Golden Globes,
the foreign press one. Was
Golden Globes?
Golden Globes, yeah. And he's running around trying to get this director to say his name in his thing in her acceptance speech, and it's just like the most like you want to choke him the whole time.
Cringe thing ever.
Yeah, you're like, stop it. It was one of the episodes I had to pause like 7 times because I was like, I kept feeling too embarrassed for the characters. I'm just like, yeah. Okay, do you guys want to dive into I Know What You Did Last Summer, which we actually started talking about really quickly for once, and then we're gonna go nonstop. But yeah.
I real quick want to say one fast thing.
Okay.
I'm sorry to all the fans of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game, that spent over $300 buying all the DLC and the game to have it not even last 2 years, because that sucks.
Yeah, did they pull it?
They're not pulling it, but they have announced that they're not adding any more DLC, any more content at all to the game, and it's going to go to peer-to-peer matchmaking.
Ooh,
and I feel really, really bad for people that dumped over $300 into that game. But I also will tell you that I warned you guys.
Yeah, they cash grabbed that one away. They went off the goodwill.
Fuck out of that game.
Yeah,
and I feel so bad for all the fans of that game, because it's now going to go to peer-to-peer matchmaking. They're going to keep the servers going for a while, but eventually it is going to go to peer-to-peer matchmaking, where hackers and shit just fucking love.
Yeah.
And it's just going to turn into an absolute shit show, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Because all that DLC was, like I said, I did the math. It's easy to do on Steam. They discounted the game to $20. The problem that obviously I've been pretty passionate about this and bitched about it quite a bit in the past. Is they just fucking gave that game away for free to PS5 users and it helped. It surged the player base on Steam for a little while there, for almost a month and a half, and they were having decent numbers. And then they said, "Okay, we're done." I'll never buy another gun game. I don't give a fuck what fucking property it is.
Dude, I mean, after like what they did with Friday the 13th, where they were like oh, we can't. They took it for a while, and now I wonder how much that was. They couldn't do that to that game, so they stopped supporting it, and what moved over to something they could exploit for a bunch of money.
It certainly clouds their ethical standing, in the community, in my opinion, because this is literally both of their fucking games. They're big.
That sucks.
Yeah. And also though, it makes you go, why would I ever put any time or money into one of these games? Now, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Ash versus the Evil Dead game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think
I was just going to bring that up too.
Is the Killer Clowns one like...
Killer Clowns is still going, but nobody plays it. I will say I was wrong. I could have swore they gave away Elvira and Tom Savini for free. They are premium skins, but they're like $5 a piece. Because I thought it was free. I thought you just had to level up and unlock them, but no. Yeah. But there's so much crap to level up and unlock in Friday the 13th or in the Killer Clowns.
Like, what is it all just kind of like what's the gameplay like? Is it just
for Killer Clowns? It's exactly like Friday the 13th.
And what is that? Just going around?
That is well, it's not exactly like. I apologize. There's 3. I think it's up to 3 or 2 clowns.
2 or 3 clowns.
2 or 3 clowns versus 5 humans, I think.
Yeah.
And you can be brought back. I think once. If you get killed, they can bring you back one time, and you can. The clowns will respawn repeatedly. If you can kill the clown and they go away for a little while, and they got to wait to respawn. But ultimately, the clowns are trying to get all the humans to be sacrificed, a la Dead by Daylight style. You capture them, you put them in cocoons, or you can just outright kill them. But you get a lot more like points, towards like unlocking shit and achievements and stuff if you capture them and cocoon them. And you put them on these big things, but they're trying to bring on the clown apocalypse. It's a super fun game. It's super fun. It's super silly. It's very tongue in cheek. They really, really captured the vibe of the movie. And it was going to be a tough audience grabber anyway, because Killer Clowns is a pretty. It's the core definition of cult classic.
Like, I'm trying to get more of a grasp on this, because like I was just commissioned to do like on-set photography and then the key art for that movie that I just did. It's like an alien whatever movie. And then there's a few other movies that he's working on that have potential for a game to be created at the same time or in tandem with it, and wants my help with some sort of, I'm like, yes, I know the world a little bit, but like, it's not to give guidance. It's just more like art direction stuff and everything as well.
Gotcha.
And it's interesting to hear, because I don't think the code has been cracked on that world yet of like creating like IP video games, like there's already.
I think you're right in many ways. I think the problem is too many horror-based video games lately are going the asymmetrical horror route, and honestly, they need to fucking stop.
Yeah,
because that crowd, they got their thing. Dead by Daylight is dominant, and there's a reason it's dominant.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, there's Dead by Daylight, and that's why I was asking, like, what's the gameplay? Is it just Dead by Daylight? Like,
there's each game has their differences. But at their core, it's an asymmetrical thing, and you're trying to escape a killer, and you're just using different means to do so. In Chainsaw, you can't kill the killers. In Dead by Daylight, you can't kill the killers. Friday the 13th, the only difference was you could kill Jason. You could. It took a series of events, and it took teamwork to do it, but you could absolutely kill Jason.
What would you rather it be? Like, can you play
story driven? Would you
want it to be more like what they've just did with Doom, what you're playing right now type thing.
I want story driven, one player, linear, most likely linear horror. That's what I want. I want your old school, The Evil Within.
I want Alien Isolation.
I want another Alien Isolation.
Yes, and that's what I want the new Halloween game to be.
Yeah.
I think the new Halloween game should totally be fucking Alien Isolation in Haddonfield, and the xenomorph is Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Preferably if he looks like Halloween 5, the ugliest fucking shittiest looking one.
With his mask just hanging out.
Well, it's just like this movie we're talking about. It only got made because Scream did well, and then Friday the 13th only got made because Halloween did well. So it's like one of those things.
And the same thing has happened in the video game world. The only reason Texas Chainsaw got made was because Dead by Daylight's doing well. And
I personally, just from my perspective, I would rather have more single player option horror games.
Me too.
Because there's been such a massive push since Friday the 13th was announced, since Dead by Daylight came out. There were always multiplayer horror games, and there always will be, but it feels like that really pushed the market for like these larger scale game developers to go, or even smaller scale, to go into multiplayer, to go into the asymmetric. And I don't want to play multiplayer games anymore. I just don't. I'm good. Like, it's just I want to be in the game. I don't want to have to worry about stepping on other people's toes or whatever. So
then people can backseat as well in the stream world, which I think is more for conversation driven stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, this is the problem. Like, there's so many horror games. Like, I would say 90% of horror games are just cash grabs and garbage games. And and then the portion of those that aren't multiplayer. And I don't want to play. Dude, I don't want to play like Outlast. I loved Outlast.
Outlast was so good.
Outlast
was so good. Outlast 2, not so great.
No, see, I'm opposite with that. I love 2 better than 1 because
I like 2, but I love part 1. I think 2's fine.
It was my favorite.
Yeah,
Outlast, but it's the same thing though. Then they do Outlast Trials, and it's like I don't care. That's not what I want to do with the whole game. That's not what I'm like. I would rather play this silly shit like Repo and shit like that. That's multiplayer.
Dude, Repo is hilarious. Yeah. I played Headliners last night, and it's fucking hilarious. Those are the kind of multiplayer games that I want to play.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's like you're cooperative. I don't want, because people are dicks, man. I don't like people, so.
I will play the fuck out of some Phasmophobia though. So
do you think that Nintendo has figured out that opening their comms yet was a terrible idea?
Dude, I don't think Nintendo's learned anything because they're making mistakes Xbox made in like 2020.
Exactly. Call of Duty, anyone? Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
No, but
it's the craziest shit ever.
I don't know if you know this. Nintendo is basically giving themselves the right to make your Wii not work or your Switch 2 not work if they see any, like, you modded or something like that. And the system is like always online. So it is a fucking nightmare, man. Like, you can't play the Switch 2 on an airplane because you don't have Wi-Fi.
What?
I didn't realize that. That's wild. I know that, like, it pissed me off really bad one time. I was getting ready to get on a flight and I turned my Steam Deck on and it was like, please log in. And I was like, motherfucker, what? Like, I have to get online. No. I was like, abso-fucking. Thankfully, I was able to log in before we took off. But like,
that must have been a thing. That's not usually like that with the Steam Deck. But
that's crazy.
Damn, that's weird. Yeah, I never noticed that. Oh God, Lee, I hijacked the intro and I apologize. So you're talking about Doom. I'm playing it as well, and I love it. I know you're disappointed with the lack of music, and I completely get that because I didn't realize that shit happened. But I have a ROG Ally as well. That fucking thing is a goddamn turd. A $600 fucking turd in a box. The ROG Ally, which is the that's goddamn Team U fucking Steam Deck is what it is. Because I have both. And the only reason I have both is because I wanted to compare the two. Because I had a Steam Deck and I loved it, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do a comparison. Let's get this ROG Ally. So I bought a ROG Ally as well. That fucking thing is just a turd in a box shipped to you from wherever you get it. It sucks. I tried putting Doom on there because Cyberpunk will play on it, and Cyberpunk's a pretty impressive, visually impressive game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's massive.
Dude, Doom on the fucking ROG Ally on the lowest setting looks worse than Doom 64. It's as responsive as, and I'm going to date myself, as a copy of Mortal Kombat on the Game Boy. It might be the worst experience.
Do you remember that thing that you could put on your Game Boy that had like the magnifying glass thing?
Yeah.
And the light built on? Yeah, that was the best.
Yes. Had the built-in light.
Oh yeah.
But
mine was like a green that you could like see through or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Dude, I was watching some video about tech gadgets you could buy on Amazon, and one of them was just one of those glass things like you're talking about, Brian, but for like iPads or something like that. So it was like, or iPhones. So you just like, you're watching a movie, and I'm just like, it's just the fucking Game Boy fucking screen larger bullshit.
It's awesome. Fuck that. But yeah, the ROG Ally sucks.
I was gonna say, Brian, that was the most I have too much money in my bank account thing I've ever heard out of anyone on this podcast. I just spent $600.
I didn't pay.
I
did some shopping around, and I got a good deal. And to be honest, I actually financed both of those things. So I made payments on them.
It's still I have too much money, so I'm gonna spend it on something I don't need.
I'm sorry, I work hard, motherfucker. All right, I will play. I work hard. I play hard.
And you spend money like an idiot.
No defense for what I just said. I admit that. You're right.
How many guitars do you have?
I have one, and it's a fucking Squire. Okay. It's not even like a.
Well, he's chose his direction, right? Like my buddies that they don't game very much. They have, their console of choice and games, blah blah blah, but they're gear addicts. Every time we jam, they have 18 new fucking pedals for their pedal board and a new amp and a new guitar. And then I'm like, what are you doing? How many guitars do you fucking need, man? Like,
Josh, before we started recording, before you and King came on, Brian was complaining that Sleep Token hadn't released their new album on cassette because he had only had it on CD and
I don't have it on CD. I don't have that technology. It's not 1997. I have it.
It is. I know what you did last summer.
Because I bought Ghost on cassette right here. The fucking
of course, because it's Ghost.
I was able to get that on cassette, and they have
you can always do, you can always do
cassette.
what we did and just play it from something and record it to cassette and make it a mix.
That's what I'm going to do. I have the technology.
A Ghetto Blaster? You have your Ghetto Blaster?
Have you not seen it?
No, I had a Ghetto Blaster growing up. It was white. It was
he
amazing.
has a Ghetto Blaster. Yeah.
Okay. I just want one of those CD players that's got the anti-skip technology that skips.
Oh, that's not a Ghetto Blaster. That's a full-on boombox.
John, he's gonna go put it on his shoulder and sing to a girl from the ground.
No, you have to hold it above your head. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Put it on your
I don't have my roller skates on.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't have my roller skates on.
What's wrong with me, Ken?
You only do this when you have short shorts, way too short shorts, and roller skates.
Okay, we're gonna talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Brian's gonna boombox his love.
I love it.
Yes, we have cassette.
That is cool as.
That's awesome as hell. I love it.
The Walkman Sport, man. It still has the AM/FM radio too.
You can get yourself a copy of Ghost now and play it.
Yeah.
I love this. This was like my Of course, I don't have any of my. Of course, man.
Yes.
Fully waterproof.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome. That's sexy.
Right?
Okay.
I love
Josh
this
just
thing.
got even hotter if it was possible.
We can talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer now.
No, you don't even need to.
10 minutes talking about this movie.
This is kind of talking about it though, because we are talking about from this time period.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, by the early 2000s, we were listening to CDs more than cassettes, but this was 97.
So
yeah, 97. So we were still on cassettes for the most part.
Collection.
Yep.
I think I was still rocking
I had
this.
the soundtrack on CD.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to read the synopsis, and it goes as follows. 4 young friends bound by a tragic accident are reunited when they find themselves being stalked by a hook-wielding maniac in their small seaside town. Okay, my number one problem with that description is it really an accident when you throw the guy in the water after he's still moving and alive?
Shit.
It's called murder.
That doesn't seem like an accident to me.
And he goes down to grab the fucking crown and sees his eyes open and goes, "Oh shit." Yeah.
And then leaves the fucking guy there.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Deuces.
You know what's funny though? It's like they try to justify this by going, well, they didn't actually kill this dude, and that he killed someone right before this happened. And I'm like, that doesn't make any of this better.
No.
Oh, like the only characters that's even semi-likable is Jennifer Love Hewitt, and she's just like, I mean,
she gives me John Connor vibes, but whatever.
They're all just good looking. That's it. It doesn't matter.
Very, very good looking.
Like, even look at the poster. The poster just emphasizes her breasts. And then everything else goes from that.
Was the other thing that Kat said. He was like, damn, just those boobs. That's just the whole thing is her boobs. They just don't fucking move.
Yeah.
I mean, which is funny because her character's the one giving him shit about feminism.
Yeah.
When they're like chucking lines about her boobs at the very beginning.
Ken,
he's like,
what are you waiting for, huh? I don't think you got it when I said it. But then you watched it. Now you get it.
Yeah. I have to ask about that scene because it's the most famous scene for this entire movie, right? How did he get the body
I know, and all the crabs.
All the crabs out of that trunk? One, in the amount of time, and two, leaves no traces of crab. There's like no dead crabs. There's no crab shit. It's just the trunk doesn't even look wet. That motherfucker is like, that's like
he has
Chris
a cleanup
Angel
crew.
shit.
Yeah, no, he's like, okay, I'm pranking these fucks.
Yeah,
like you guys are on call. And okay, there's the car. All right, everyone get out. You got the vacuums. You got the shop vac. You got everything. Okay, put it in the trunk. Okay, let's go. And we're out.
1000% Ashton Kutcher and the cast of right around the corner.
But sir, what about the dead body? What do we do with the dead body?
And he gives Sarah Michelle Gellar like a wicked haircut too. Like, like, ha, nice hair. Like, what?
I mean, we were talking about it before the podcast. Awesome. There's no reason why poor Leonard from Big Bang Theory gets murdered in this movie. Like he gets
murdered the worst of anyone too.
I had to murder him to make it obvious that he wasn't the killer.
See, that's 100%.
I mean, isn't it enough that he's like 5'3" and like the killer's like 6 foot tall? Isn't that enough? I mean, he's like, okay, he's going on a murder spree wearing fucking stilts, like or like platform shoes,
gets
like
bullied. He's just the shit end of the stick. That's the 90s. They don't. There's too much social justice now, and they would never fly to have a character like him in a movie ever again because there's too much social. Gen Z would not allow this character to exist.
Freddie Prinze Jr. was poor too, man.
It wasn't a poor situation.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid did say, and I mean, but that wasn't why they bullied him. Do you know why they bullied him? Who the fuck knows? Because kids used to bully each other in the 90s and 2000s for existing. They still do.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We just watched Edge of 17 last night.
On Jennifer Love Hewitt's fucking DMs, right?
There wasn't any DMs back then. It was just those boobs. He was trying to slide in on the boobs.
Put in lockers.
He took a picture, a Polaroid of his penis, and slid it under her door.
God, the days of the dick pic. I remember when you used to have to draw them out on oil fucking paintings.
Have to carve them out of stone.
I was looking for something in my back room earlier, and like way back in the day, we used to do like skits of movies on like our like internet show, the Reboot thing.
Skid marks. And
no,
like, oh, no.
And we did the super bad scene where he was drawing all the dicks, and I just found all the pictures of the dicks that we drew.
That's so funny.
I'm like, cool. There's all the dicks.
I do have to say though, like,
of dicks fell open.
It was great.
How we got here last, Josh, you missed it because I started laughing about the. Have you seen the trailer for the reboot re-sequel of this?
Yes, out? I have. There was one right before Until Dawn, like a different one.
but I was laughing because I was like, how does this movie occur? Because the whole concept in the trailer is that these kids did something to kill someone. It seems like
the lines
up a cliff
in the trailer that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt say is so stupid. It's so stupid.
That's what my point was like, why is he sitting here going, hey guys, remember when we killed a dude or thought we killed a dude and then he killed a bunch of people? How does anyone know about
Things are going to get messy.
Yeah. And then Jennifer Love Hewitt like, what? Did you see the trailer for the new one, Ken?
For the new one?
Yeah.
No, I had it pulled up and I was kind of half-ass watching it.
So, okay, midway, like 3/4 of the way through the trailer, like they go into a scene where they're at a town hall meeting, and Freddie Prinze Jr. comes in and he goes, "This isn't the first time this kind of violence has happened in this town." And then,
he did it the first time.
Yeah, and then Jennifer Love Hewitt is like turns around in like at a college or something, and she goes, "I need to know what you did last summer." And it's just like the worst lines in the fucking world.
I can't wait to go see it because I'm sure it's going to be awful, and I can't wait.
Dude,
just more of her cleavage, and I'm there.
It's like the thing where you have, like I was talking about Final Destination Bloodlines, right? Like, don't like the main character, and when you don't like any of that, like your characters in a horror movie, you don't give a fuck if they die, right? But like, it's sitting there going, I don't know, and like, it just is like all 4 of these characters are unlikable on some level because they hit this dude, don't tell anyone, and they keep having chances to fucking stop and like get this dude to a hospital. Don't do it. And you're just like, oh, you people all
But you
suck.
hear their sigh of relief after too. Oh wait, we didn't kill anyone. Oh, okay, it's good.
I will say, okay, and I like put your 17, 18-year-old hat on, okay?
Yep.
Just sit and think about it. You're out at night. You're somewhere you're not supposed to be. Do not think I am saying that this is what I would 12. Do. I'm just saying, okay? You're out at night. You're out where you probably shouldn't be. You're drinking. You hit someone in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you know that a drunk driving charge with manslaughter or whatever is going to be, I can't remember, is going to be basically the end of your life for quite a while. Like, what do you do? And if you're under the pressure of a lot of friends who are like, oh my God, and they haven't
right in your face like this, like choking you against a door and stuff. Like, he was so aggressive.
But the most fucked up part about it is that Freddie Prinze Jr. was sober. There was no drunk driving. He wasn't wasted when he hit this dude. It was an accident. I mean, this guy was where he wasn't supposed to be, and it really wasn't Freddie Prinze's fault. But like the whole scene is kind of hard because like it isn't like they don't just show the dude in the middle of the road. They're like, oh, and then he
see like at this point in my life, I just got like a busted DV cam from my stepdad that like the viewfinder didn't work. I was already making like little short horror films with my friends, and like Scream and this movie, I don't know, it showed me that you didn't need much in the story department to just make a horror film. So I was like all in on slashers and really shitty story plot lines because of this movie. It made me want to be more of a filmmaker, which is a weird movie to have as like because it's such a shitty one, but still it was very influential on this time in my life, like all in on horror, because there was like an insurgence of slasher films because of Scream, then Urban Legends, and they're all just like not as good as Scream, but they were all adding to my love of wanting to make shitty slasher films with my friends. So
I've never seen it, but I've seen that the third one, he like the fisherman dude comes back as like a poltergeist or something like that.
I've never seen it either. I need to watch it just to say I did. I still fucking know what you did last summer, the last summer of last summers.
There's a third one?
Yeah, there's a third one. I know you did.
Directed DVD with none of the original cast, and then they made a ghost.
I'm adding it right now, guys. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
I've never even seen the second one.
Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah.
I wonder if the series is any good. I've never watched it, but I heard it was pretty bad.
Well, they made a
know.
Scream series that was apparently all right, but
the first series was not bad.
The first two seasons of Scream are good. Yeah, the third one is like where they were, because they did something different, and then the third season, like, well, we don't know what to do, so we're gonna make the Scream movies into a TV show, and it was bad. So
I was hopeful, but it was like I think it was produced by like Queen Latifah and everything.
Yeah,
I was kind of hopeful that it was gonna be good.
Did the TV show was on Amazon, wasn't it?
It was on MTV.
MTV?
I know you did last summer one.
Yeah,
was on Amazon. Yeah,
that's what I thought. I never heard much about it. I mean, it's isn't that like
I'll
Pretty
always
Little
know
Liars?
what you did last summer. I might have actually watched that.
Wasn't Pretty Little Liars the same kind of concept, or they like one of their friends dies and
I don't know. I've never seen that.
I think so. I've never watched it, but I think so.
I think Princess Donut would know about it. She should know about.
She does know about it, doesn't she? Yeah, she talks about Pretty Little Liars.
I know her favorite is Gilmore Girls and Gossip Girl.
Yeah, Gossip Girl. She talks more about Gossip Girl.
Yeah,
I know she
Gossip
mentions
Girl.
Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah, but man, it's
like Gossip Girl.
It's one of those things where too it's like I was like watching this and going, because we had just watched Hell of a Summer, which had the same thing where like, why are you making a horror movie? And Hell of a Summer is more of a comedy, right? But like, the deaths in this movie are so off screen where you don't see anything.
Yeah, it was very PG-13.
The one that wasn't off screen was the one that should have been off screen.
Yeah,
because it completely. If they would have killed Johnny Galecki off screen, it would have added something.
Yeah,
to
totally.
movie, because you wouldn't have known if he could have been the killer. Yeah. And instead, they give you, albeit it is the best.
That's why Scream worked, because of the whodunit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was a whodunit factor, and they took that away. And it was the best kill in the movie, and it should have not been.
So. Let's think about this.
We didn't even get the satisfaction of a really good kill for pretty face
like the
boy,
dumb cop. That was decent, but still throwaway for like slasher department.
Dude, it's that thing where you sit there and you go, you're trying to do the like whodunit, right? And you don't know who's going around, and the whole synopsis of like, this movie makes way more sense the second time you watch it, but like it's like this movie was trying to be clever, and it's not. Because they have the opening scene of the dude who he kills at the beginning of the movie, right? Like the guy sitting there. Yeah, and so the whole like I will say though, I forgot. I don't know if I ever like. The last time I watched this, I remembered it. Her picking up the boot is fucking hysterical with the bloody boot.
Oh yeah, it's stupid.
But like, none of the things are fucking like on screen. They have the whole like, they have that throwaway thing at the end of the movie where they try to make you think it's Freddie Prinze Jr. And it
like, wait, your boat is called the fucking Baby John Tube.
But it was like it's the thing where it's the thing where like she was talking to Ellen's girlfriend, because Ellen's girlfriend was her the sister of the guy which is another set of, it's like one of those movies where like it's all these coincidences that line up, that like the guy was going out to kill himself because of he had been in that wreck and his girlfriend died, and then the fisherman is the girlfriend's dad and finds him and kills him beforehand, and then they run him over, and it's like that series of events. You're like, oh, but none of this is like die. I want to know where this fisherman dude went for medical help, and how much it cost him to get fixed up after being drowned and run over by.
Well, he's gonna have to go even more now. His hand is just like woohoo.
He goes now wherever Jason Voorhees
got an HMO plan, not a PPO.
Well, this is the thing, right? Jason Voorhees is human for what, 4 movies, and then he becomes a zombie. So like, you don't need 3. Like.
I'm still saying he goes where he goes.
Underground?
Yes.
Okay, Brian. he's alive in the first one, so I'm saying 4.
He's alive in the first. Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah,
so
he's like a human through that.
You're right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I love the whole Scooby. They do the Scooby-Doo thing at the parade. There he is.
Yeah.
It's like that's
and then he breaks the old dude's hip. He fucking like football tackles the old dude and breaks his hip, and he's like,
"Where is he?
Oh, my hip! You've broken my hip!"
Dude, he fucked that guy up.
I know, dude.
No explanation.
A strong wind would blow, like, fuck that guy up. He was like 982 years old, and he gets tackled, lands on his hip. Of course, his hip is broken, and his wife Ryan Phillippe.
This guy is just hip, not 982 years old. Wait, where is he?
What
there?
Is
See, look, that's him now. He's just hip.
Waldo.
That's Waldo.
He's getting ready to go to a protest and play Where's Waldo at protest.
What the hell is going on? Okay, here we go. I got it.
Yeah, and that's one of the so many reasons why Ryan Phillippe is horrible. And I know, like, not long after this, he went to like straight to DVD action movies for a long time, and I don't know.
No, he did.
Seen him in it.
He had a good career.
Yeah, he had a great career. He was in Antitrust, which nobody knows or likes, but it's Hackers.
Cool.
It's Hackers 2. Like that's essentially it's Hackers 2, unofficially, but it's literally Hackers, but just updated a little bit.
Cruel
I fucking love that movie.
Also is pretty fucking good too.
It's just hot.
That movie is just like Consent the movie, isn't it? It's like all these people doing horrible sexual acts to each other.
But then The Faculty came out, and that was amazing. Come on.
He wasn't in The Faculty.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, of this time period. I'm not talking about him, just like in general. Movies from this time period.
That was funny.
I mean, came out in the same year as The Faculty. They were both 97, wasn't it?
I don't know.
The Faculty, 99.
I want to say Faculty was. Oh, I think you're right. I think Faculty was 99.
I just watched that recently, and it holds up pretty good. Besides
it's so good.
Rodriguez, baby.
Yeah, Rodriguez knows what he's doing, man.
Yeah,
it was 98. Yeah,
it's the one part of that's really hard to watch now. When her head comes off and is like waddling around with tentacles, that was pretty terrible. But
it came out the same year as I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which was the year after this.
I went to the movie theater to see that.
I did too.
Wasn't that the one where they win the trip to Jamaica after they say that the capital to Jamaica is like Argentina or like something insane like that, and then that's how they figure out. And it has
7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It deserves less, but that is like, pretty fucking bad.
What is the worst rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes? Do we know?
What's the worst rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
Madam Web is up there, I think. Madam Web's pretty high up there.
Diana and I just watched what was it? Shawshank Redemption. And she's like, I want to watch more movies like that. I was like, well, that's like easily on people's top list of like the best movie ever created. So I don't know if it's going to be very easy to find a lot more movies like that. It's the best movie ever made.
That's why 1994 was one of the best years of cinema ever, because it had Shawshank, it had Forrest Gump, and Pulp Fiction all came out in the same year. It's just like
that Oscar would have been so hard. Yeah,
Gotti with John Travolta is pretty bad on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a pretty bad score.
I mean, there's a lot of.
What about Fanatic?
God, I want to do the Fanatic. I don't even know. Did we do the Fanatic on here, Josh? I don't remember, but
we did the Fanatic on here. That's why I did the poster.
Okay. Well, we did it with the shitty movie podcast guys, right? So
the movie Staying Live has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. That movie was directed by Sylvester Stallone. It was a sequel to the movie Saturday Night Fever.
Dude, I think the Cabin Fever as one of the zeros. Like, fuck off. I like Cabin Fever.
Which Cabin Fever, though? The original?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
One.
It's the remake of the same movie like 10 years later, which is the most insane shit in the world.
I actually am not a huge fan of the first Cabin Fever movie.
We
I
were
like
going
it.
off about it in Katie's Discord last night when we were watching a movie that Eli Roth did because they decided watching Borderlands was a good idea, which it wasn't a good idea. And but he did a show for the Travel Channel about like artifact. It's like ghost hunters, but with artifacts or something like that. And I've never he like hosts it or something like that. I'm like, and produced it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like someone brought it up and I'm like, I don't not know what you're talking about. Yeah, you know what's funny is that there's I know you did last summer has these like inklings of like urban legend because they keep talking about the man with the hook hand in this movie more than once, like a couple times at the beginning of the movie, and you go, I wonder, like, and then urban legend came out. What year did urban legend come out? I don't know.
98.
Probably around 98ish.
Yeah, so like you start going, did this movie inspire urban legend? Which also that cast of that movie is amazing, even though like the sex cultist is in it.
But that's what it just drives home my point that casting was way more exclusive back then.
Yeah.
And now it's I don't even know what's going on.
I mean, dude, it's the thing now is like because the actual movie industry, like in theater stuff, is like struggling because COVID fucked it up so bad. Like, I mean, that's like that explains a lot with that Borderlands movie because the cast of that movie is so fucking terrible. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, they're really good, but they were so bad for.
Well, I just watched fucking Minecraft. I just watched Minecraft, and I hate that the top people in movies now, Jack Black, blah, blah, like all those people, they're not acting anymore. They're getting paid to bring their fans to a property and just be themselves. And it doesn't add to the movie. Like the Minecraft movie was fun. Yeah, whatever. But it didn't need Jack Black being Jack Black at all.
That's like The Rock, dude. The Rock is The Rock in every single thing. He's never been anyone.
You want to see The Rock not be The Rock? The only one of the only movies you'll actually get to see that is watch the movie Be Cool.
He's got you know what?
When he was the gay guy. That was fun.
Yeah, he was actually really good in that, honestly.
He's got
that come up
actually do it.
Or he's got that movie coming up where he's playing like the UFC fighter. And it doesn't even look like him.
It doesn't look like him, you're right. It's actually he's actually
I think he's doing a biopic right now where he has hair or something so he doesn't look like or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, it's the MMA movie. Yeah. So
he also actually did some real acting in the movie Southland Tales.
Oh yeah, that's
the same
super
guy that
old.
did Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
I think it was in 98.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, or somewhere around there for sure.
No, it was like 2001 or something. But that was a good movie.
That has to do with Donnie Darko.
It was
Southland
the same
Tales.
filmmaker. Southland
Tales.
Director,
yeah.
Same filmmaker.
Ken.
It was 2006, but still that movie it stood out to me. Oh, it had Sarah Michelle Gellar in it too. Crazy.
I did not like that movie. Southland Tales, hated it.
I have to ask you, Ken.
Justin Timberlake, Kevin Smith. Come on, there's so many heavy hitters in there.
Scott.
Yeah.
Well, so Ken was the first time viewer of I Know What You Did Last Summer. So I'm gonna kind of gather Ken's. What was your thoughts of this movie since you had never seen it before?
Yeah.
I have a really bad habit of saying this on the podcast, and I just don't care. For its time, it was great. I can definitely see how this would 100% be like, okay, well, let's just rip off Scream and go for it. Like, absolutely. I can see, like, you know, if people at the time were saying the same thing. I think it was fun. It would definitely be super cliche now. I'm really curious how the new one's going to go. I personally thought the cast definitely was just cast to be hot. I mean, you've got Freddie Prinze Jr. You've got like all of the heavy hitters from that time frame that are considered.
Well, they became huge, and this was kind of a launching pad for them too, because this was pretty early in all their careers.
Yeah.
Because I think she had done like one or two seasons of Buffy.
Well, how many people start out in horror, right? Like Jennifer Aniston started out in Leprechaun and
Jamie Lee motherfucking Curtis, baby.
Yeah, but Halloween.
Wait, Jennifer Aniston started out in Leprechaun?
Yeah, she was in the original Leprechaun. Yep, that was her first role.
Yeah.
You know what Leo DiCaprio's first movie was, right?
Yeah.
Critters 3.
Mm-hmm.
Critters.
Oh wait, I thought and then Johnny Depp too. Well, not his first, but he was.
Yeah, his very first was Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, that was his very
Kevin
first
Bacon.
I love this fucking toy with the long arms.
Bacon baby.
Yeah,
it's like the best part of the movie right there.
No, I think the bathroom scene or the mother being pulled through the window.
Dude, that is the most ridiculous scene in cinema history on such a level because it's such a like.
Oh, it's so good.
So bad and good at the same time.
Yeah.
I like the push through the wall scene too, and I like the room flipping and how many times that room's been used for shit.
Yeah,
dude, his head through the wall was so good, and then they CG'd it, and it was so bad in the remake.
God, in the remake, terrible.
Don't even get me started.
Like, let's not even talk about that. I want to say you mentioned the script earlier, Rod, because I want to say you said that Kevin Williamson had written this script before he had actually written the script for Scream, which was actually titled Scary Movie. It wasn't super great, but honestly, if you really take the core story of this movie and you put it into a competent filmmaker's hands, I don't think this movie would have been too bad. And I actually don't hate this movie for as flawed and as bad as there's a lot of nostalgia.
It was so influential on so many movies, like the plastic scene.
Aesthetically, The Fisherman looks great.
I have to say, the lighting in this movie is crazy. It's like you don't see movies made this well anymore. Like the cinematography and the lighting and everything is so cinematic, like overly cinematic, that like all the realism that they add to movies now, it doesn't feel like a movie anymore. Like there's so much like natural light and whatever. There's the digital cameras, but like it stood out in such a beautiful way in this movie. I was like, wow. And the nice camera movements that obviously they have this massive, huge camera because it's 97, but I miss that feeling when I watch a movie that I'm watching a craft, like a big, and there's a craft table behind the camera.
So many movies just feel like they're made on sets now, even though when they were made on sets back in the day, they didn't feel as much because they're using blue screens and green screens for everything. And you're just like, I don't know. It's funny is like the trailer for the new one has the opening scene where with the boyfriend in the kitchen, and it's that bright white kitchen. And and then it's dark outside. So it's that contrast thing. It's just like, because that's original. I don't know. I do like this, like him using a spear gun as a murder weapon, and that looks kind of seems pretty cool.
You see his shadow before you see the killer. So there's just like in every scene, I'm like, where's this light coming from? But I love it. Like he opens the front door. It's like, who's shining a spotlight at your front door, by the way?
Hey, Ken, had Kat seen this before?
No.
Okay. Oh, really? That's awesome.
You got it. Yeah, you just have to remember that he's younger than all of us. So some of the stuff he hasn't seen at all.
But like two people in 2025 sitting next to each other watching something like this, I fucking love that. Like if anything, this podcast allows us to go back and watch movies that would not be put on a list. But I guess coming back, there's going to be a resurgence of people watching the first one, which I think is why they're making a new one anyways. It's like, hey, we can make double the money because now we'll get money for people watching it on streaming services.
It's just like everything else. They're doing these recall things like Scream and this and Halloween and Texas Chainsaw and all that stuff. And it's just like,
I'm excited for what we're going to get for Friday the 13th. It's been too long. It's out of litigation. We're going to get just an explosion of stuff. So
did you see people getting mad about that, by the way? Because they showed the Jason design they're using for everything and I'm
sorry, but it does look like fucking shit.
No, I haven't seen it. I don't know what's going on.
His mask has 13 holes in it. His eyes holes are square for some reason, and it's longer, slimmer.
It looks like Temu Jason.
No,
it honestly, it looks like they actually ripped off Vincent DeSantis Jason with a worse mask.
Yeah, I don't know I do like that they put 13 holes on it, but it doesn't.
3 days ago.
I just throw this out there because I'm balls deep in it. Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah and Michelle are still married after 22 years. It's so fucking cute. They have two
fucking
kids.
Adorable, dude. Those two are so like really in love. I love that.
Yeah, they have a pact that they will stay together. They have open communication, date nights without the kids, not going to bed angry, and a pact they made when they first got married to stick it out no matter what, and separate bathrooms.
That's important. That's why they're still together.
Yeah.
Separate bathrooms is fucking huge, y'all. You don't understand.
I mean, if you're gonna add that, and you may want to add separate beds up there, depending on how your partner is.
Separate bathrooms is very important.
Yes.
Really? This is it? Seriously?
Yeah, Josh found it.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
He found Jason. Look at the disappointment on Josh's face live on the internet.
It is absolutely atrocious.
If you aren't watching and you're listening to this, Josh just made the face that like a baby diaper filled with shit like up to his face is like it stinks.
All right, I take back everything I said about being excited about what we're getting because that is the only thing that I'm remotely excited about in regards to the Friday the 13th franchise right now, and I love that we're talking about this franchise when we're talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer. We have to. It's
the series.
Okay, yeah, because it's prequel.
I'm excited.
So we don't have to worry. That's
it's like
before
they cast Linda Cardellini in it, and I love Linda Cardellini. She's a good actor. So
that's even the sack. Like it's pre-mask, pre-sack.
And we pre-sack, man, that's huge.
You'll hear it here first. This is how we pre-sack.
Pre-sack is fucking huge.
It's funny because that whole process, anything besides the A24, it's just like they're trying to turn Jason into cash everywhere they can. Like they're like
that mask looks Japanese of some sort. Like it doesn't look.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it looks like it was made. Yeah, it's Temu is
it looks
the perfect
like AI generated Jason.
Yeah.
So I was saying that like the place I was figuring out about that was this YouTuber named 3C Films, and they kept emailing him, wanting him to like pimp out their new Jason pins and new Jason like stickers and new Jason, and then he ignored them and they stopped sending him stuff. That's because funny.
He's like, who made that design too, Josh?
Oh yeah, I know
Greg
this.
Nicotero.
I was just gonna say, was it Greg Nicotero? Because that's the only one that would be like commissioned for a property this big because he's
Greg Nicotero made that design.
He's old now though, man.
Like he's kind of an hour to do it though. So I mean,
like here's some crayons. Do it now.
Hey, we need a design. We need it by noon today. It's 11.
He's made a lot of good decisions in his career, but then I see some of the stuff he's done more recently, and I'm like,
I didn't even like his because he designed a Leatherface for the Chainsaw game, and I didn't like it either. I thought it was boring too.
Okay. Do you guys have any final words before we wrap up about I Know What You Did Last Summer?
I still know what you did, Rod.
It was you. I mean, so yes, you know.
Okay. I have one thing to say. I'm wearing a hat.
Josh is wearing a hat. Josh is wearing a hat.
I would love to watch more of the like 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s movies.
Into it.
Let's do Urban Legend next then. Let's keep the 90s
grab your Mentos
horror, and then we can watch Halloween H2O because it's fucking in there also.
Oh, yes. You mean that one has what's his name?
Williams, Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, Josh.
That terrible haircut that he had in H2O and in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Let's go.
Faculty too. Yeah.
H2O came out in a time that it's probably one of the worst Halloweens ever made, to be honest, but it still it kept adding to my love of making shitty fucking movies.
No. It is literally sandwiched in between the two worst Halloween movies.
H2O? Agreed.
Yeah. Halloween 6 and Resurrection. It's
right.
in between.
You can honestly, there's a good argument to be made that you can even flip flop all three of those for the fucking bottom spot. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
But then the remake was the first zombie one was so good, and then the next first remake was so good that when they do the first one again, then it's good again because it's the first one again.
I like Zombies 2 better than his 1, and I will stand on that hill.
Better than 2.
I love that.
1 is way better than 2.
Nope.
2 is not a Halloween movie. It's a Rob Zombie movie.
That's why I love it. Because it wasn't he took fucking in the first one, he was like, I'm gonna take this classic story and make it redneck as shit, and then it's gonna be Halloween.
That's what he does.
And it's the same fucking movie.
I can't wait to talk about that.
I love Hobo Michael Myers. That's all I have to say. Okay, so we'll do Urban Legends next week then.
I love Hobo with a shotgun. I would love to do that on this show.
I love Hobo with a shotgun. Rucker Hauer, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. You can follow me on the old Blue Sky and everything at Rod_Johnson and Twitch. So go do that.
What's Blue Sky?
Yeah.
It's the non-Twitter thing that I have still never made our account for, and Brian's mad at me.
No, I'm not mad at you.
Just disappointed.
Yeah.
Brian, did you record your Cobra podcast?
We recorded we got together and we did our test run and got everything squared away because there's all those initial hiccups as there always are. And got everything squared away, and we are scheduled to officially record our discussion of Cobra. What's today? Sunday? In 3 days.
Nice.
Yep. And then
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been on a podcast where there's been hiccups or problems.
Never.
It's always smooth as hell, right?
Yeah.
Josh,
these balls are smooth as eggs.
Josh, you got pimping to do? No. God damn it. So that we're gonna make you watch it still on break, I assume, and Brian's recording Cobra soon. Ken, I love you. What you tell everyone to find you?
Twitch.tv/continue KINTINUE. I've also been back to posting on the Spicy site. So feel free to swing over there. I stream every day, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. I take every other Friday off. Judge me. Sunday through Friday. Yeah. Take Saturdays off. Whatever. Fuck it. Yeah, that's what I've got going on. I'm playing Doom, and by the time this comes out, hopefully I won't be playing it anymore and I'll be on to something else because I miss walking during stream. Have you ever tried to walk and play Doom at the same time? I can walk and do Dark Souls all day long. Walking with Doom, absolutely not, because I want to jump all over the place. So, no.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for listening to this shit show. We're going to do Urban Legend next week. So we love you, and we'll see you soon, guys. Bye.
Bye.
It's in the game.